Neo Malefe and Kang Jiho, Part 1. Neo, a 26-year-old from Botswana, traveled to Korea to find Minjun after dating online and communicating for 3 months. But what she experienced in Korea will leave you speechless. Remember to subscribe and try the new YouTube feature. After liking, you can hype the video for more discovery. Let me know where you're watching from and the time. Thank you. The fluorescent lights inside Incheon International Airport buzzed faintly overhead, their cold glare adding to the anxiety crawling up Neo Malefe's spine. Her fingers clutched her passport tightly as she stood at the immigration desk, her feet aching from the long journey and her heart pounding from the weight of everything she had left behind. She had come to Korea full of hope, with one suitcase and a handbag, and a dream stitched together from late-night conversations and promises sent through video calls after meeting Minjun online dating for 2 months. They had both planned for her visit, and here she was now at the airport. The immigration officer, tall and lean, with a face hardened by routine and suspicion, tapped away on his keyboard. His gaze lifted toward her with quiet intensity. "You said you're visiting someone in Korea?" he asked in measured English. Neo nodded, her voice small. "Yes, I was invited. He told me to come." "Call him," he said, motioning to the phone fixed to the nearby counter. "Now!" Neo's heart skipped. Her hands moved, but clumsily. She retrieved her phone, her breath shaky as she dialed Minjun's number, the man she had spoken to for weeks, the man who told her he would meet her at the gate with flowers, the man who made her believe in something new. The line rang once. Then, "This number is unavailable." A tremble passed through her. She tried again, and again, still nothing. Each time her hope cracked a little more. Frantically, she opened the dating app, Heartline. She searched for his profile, but where there was once his smiling face, now there was nothing. Just an empty space where her future was supposed to be.
He's not answering," she whispered, "and his profile is gone. I think he blocked me."
The officer's eyes narrowed. He took her passport and, without a word, stepped into a back room. Neo stood frozen, surrounded by the distant hum of announcements and the clatter of luggage wheels on the polished floor. When he returned, he handed her back her passport. "You're clear for entry," he said almost reluctantly. "Be more careful next time." Neo barely had time to exhale before 2 airport officers, both dressed in security blue, stepped into her path. One of them, a broad-shouldered woman with clipped words, spoke sharply. "Excuse me. You've been flagged for holding up the line. We'll need to ask you a few more questions." Neo blinked, throat tightening. "But I just got cleared." The second officer, distracted by a sudden voice crackling through his walkie-talkie, turned slightly. A male voice came through in quick Korean, and both officers instinctively stepped back to listen. Their focus shifted. Neo saw her chance. She didn't run. That would draw attention. She took one calm step back, then another. Her eyes flicked to the nearby hallway marked with universal signage, restrooms. The officers were still talking. One more step, and then she slipped away, ducking gently into the corridor, her footsteps almost silent. She chose the nearest door and slipped inside. Only when she turned around did she realize she was in the men's restroom. Neo froze, panic rising. But there was no time to correct the mistake. Her breathing had already gone shallow, heart slamming against her ribs like a trapped bird. She moved to the farthest stall, locked it, and leaned against the door. Her hands shook as she pulled out her phone. She dialed home. It rang twice. "Neo?" Her sister's voice came through, warm but strained. "Did you arrive? Where are you?" Neo's voice cracked as tears spilled freely. "I'm scared. I don't know what to do. His phone is off. He blocked me. His profile is deleted. I think I'm going to be detained." She muffled her sob into her hand. Her entire body trembled from fear, from shame, from the hollow weight of betrayal. From beyond the stall, a quiet male voice called out. It wasn't sharp. It wasn't official. It was gentle.
"Miss?"
Neo's body went still. Another pause. Then a knock, soft, deliberate. "Miss, it's all right. I'm not with airport staff. I heard you crying. Are you okay?" The voice carried something rare. Compassion. Not curiosity, not authority, just calm. Neo waited. Then slowly she opened the stall door. Standing before her was a man who looked completely out of place in a public restroom. He was tall, his posture effortless, his black coat cascading down his frame like silk. Underneath, he wore a tailored suit in dark gray, a navy scarf tucked neatly at his neck. His hair was immaculate, his face composed. But it was his eyes that stopped her, deep brown, focused, and filled with something unexpected. Kindness. He took in her tear-streaked face, her trembling hands, the fear curling around her like smoke. And then he did something she didn't expect. He extended his hand. "Come with me," he said gently. "You're not safe here. Let me help you." Neo stared at his hand, frozen in time. Who are you?" she whispered. "Kang Jiho," he said. She hesitated. Everything in her wanted to curl back into the stall, but something in his voice, his stillness, spoke louder than her fear. She placed her hand in his, and without a rush, without a single backward glance, he led her quietly out the back corridor, one reserved for staff and executive VIPs. No one stopped him. No one questioned him. Jiho walked with certainty, his hand lightly over Neo's shoulder as if shielding her. The exit doors hissed open. Rain fell in steady whispers across the pavement. A black sedan waited under a curved awning. The driver stepped out instinctively, but froze slightly when he saw the girl by Jiho's side. Jiho gave a subtle nod. "Drive to the villa," he said. The door opened. Neo stepped in. Inside the car, silence lingered. Neo sat rigid, clutching her handbag like it was a lifeline. The windows fogged faintly from the cold outside. Jiho sat beside her, composed, one hand resting on his knee, the other slowly removing his gloves. He stole gentle glances. She was soaked. Her braids clung to her forehead, and her eyes were rimmed red. But she carried herself with quiet dignity, even in this moment of collapse. "What's your name?" he asked finally. Her voice was quiet. "Neo. Neo Molefe." Jiho's expression softened. "Molef, that's beautiful. From Botswana?" She nodded, eyes still staring out the window. "I'm Kang Jiho," he said. Neo turned slightly, eyes widening. She didn't speak. Instead, her lips moved in silent prayer. "God, I don't know what I'm walking into, but you do. Please protect me. Let this not be another trap. Let this man's kindness be real." Jiho turned toward her. "Were you praying?" She looked at him. "Yes." He gave a faint nod. "Good. We all need something to believe in." The villa rose like a dream through the rain. High gates parted without question. The car moved down a stone driveway lined with pine trees and garden lanterns. A wide fountain stood before a cream-colored mansion, its lights warm and glowing behind sheer curtains. Neo stepped out into the chilled air, her shoes hitting polished stone. She followed Jiho toward the door, her heart pounding louder now, not from fear but disbelief. The doors opened. Inside, gold chandeliers sparkled above tall ceilings. Framed art lined the walls. A hallway curved toward quiet rooms, and soft music floated in from somewhere deeper within. Maids appeared from the side hallway. One of them paused, eyes wide. Neo felt it, that familiar sting of being judged without words. "Who is she?" one whispered in Korean. Jiho ignored it. He turned to Neo. "There's a guest room upstairs. It's warm, clean, and yours. I'll have someone bring you fresh clothes. If you need anything, just say it." She looked up at him, voice trembling. "Why are you doing this?" His gaze didn't waver. "Because you looked like someone who just needed one person to believe her." Neo blinked. And for the first time since landing in Korea, she let herself breathe.